What's going on, everybody? It's KZ here, and welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through a recent lo-fi beat that I made in Logic Pro. I think it's awesome, and one thing for 2022 that I'm really working on is improving my production skills, so taking you along for the journey and sharing my learnings throughout the entire process. Also, today here in Atlanta, it is snowing. We don't get snow that often, so I felt like it's only right to be making a lo-fi beat making video for all of you. So if you enjoy this, be sure to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment what you want to see next, and let's get after it on my computer. All right, so right here, the synth that I used for this beat right here is I open up Alchemy, and I'm using a preset called Gentle Sine Bells. I messed with the sustain a little bit along with the release. And it just gives this nice mellow sound. So I'm gonna play real quick. And by the way, if you are a producer and you don't have a piano right in front of you, I will say that you can do Command K and it will open up a piano for you as well. And also something that I'm going to note, I'm not the best at playing the piano. So over here in your MIDI effects, you can do something called Chord Trigger. And so Chord Trigger is going to share a lot of different keys and things of that nature. So anytime you push a button, it's going to have it in a perfect key. So this has been super helpful for me, so I don't get stressed out about not really knowing what notes that I'm playing. So I just open up Chord Trigger and I just kind of find the sounds that I want to play, and then I find a key that is suitable for the song that I'm making. So we can see right here, if I open up Command K, this is the loop that I created under this sound in Alchemy. So all right, cool. So that's what I recorded. I'm gonna play it back. It's a little bit slower with the tempo that I used, so check this out. All right, perfect. So that is our main loop that we're going to be using for the entire song. I believe that there is beauty in simplicity. So if you're making beats, try not to overcomplicate it. Sometimes you want to let the artist create the lyrics and direction for the song, and that is something that I fully believe in. So with anything that I go into making beats, I always start with the loop like I just did, and then we're gonna go into just a nice simple snare. So right here, I had a sample kit that I used and a nice little pop to it. So this is the snare that we used. And then with the sound, all right, so now that we've got the snare, we've got our loop, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to ensure that we can have a kick that adds a nice sense of texture. I love to have my kick aligned with the 808. So we're gonna start with the kick and what we leveraged for that first. And I actually just dragged and dropped these from a free sample kit that I found on YouTube. You can use it for any production. And so here's the kick that I leveraged. And at this point, this is like kind of when I start to, freestyle some lyrics, get a feel for it. But this already feels super good, right? But what we're missing are some hi-hats. So I imported some hi-hats right here. And I think for all of you watching this, if you are making beats yourself, getting creative with your hi-hat production is awesome. You can kind of just mess with, different rhythms and different things like that. I was actually in drumline when I was growing up. I wasn't actually in the drumline, I was in the pit, but I had to do a lot of things. Like I played the bass drum and I always had to be on beat. So I think that's where I learned a lot of it. But here are the hi-hats that I created for this pattern. All right, cool. So I'm going to play the synth, the hi-hat, the kick, and the snare and see where we're at. Just very like dreamy, just how we like it. All right, cool. So something that I add after I do all of the above is going to be the 808. And I'm gonna be completely honest, for the longest time, y'all, I had so much trouble trying to get 808s in bass. I think that was just something that I couldn't figure out how to do. And it really, caused me a lot of trouble. But now I have figured out how to make fire 808s that are bumping, and I'm super hyped about it. So I wanna show you what I did for this 808. So right here, anytime I make an 808, I use this thing called Transpire, which essentially allows Logic to identify what key it's in. So if you don't know what key your beat is currently in, or the loop that you're creating, there are free websites that you can just drag and drop your MP3 file, and it will tell you exactly what key it's in. For this right now, we can see that this is in C major. So what I did to get this 808 in here is I opened up Ultrabeat and I imported it right here. So anytime in Ultrabeat, I might make a full other video on this because Ultrabeat gets mad confusing. You can spend hours not getting anything done. But I imported the 808 right here, so you can see it slaps. It slaps. So then from here, I just essentially did the same exact key for the main progression, right? So we can see right here, we'll play it back. This is also something I learned. You want to click into it, and then you can always just edit your sounds right here. So for 808s, you want to have that doom, 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 right? And so that's how you break them up. You just chop them, and if you want to cut them, just use Command T to slice them in half. So I'm going to play back the bass and everything that I have right here, so we can see the snare, all of the above. So at this point, this is when I be dancing, feeling good. But it's definitely still missing something. So I found this vinyl crackle to give it more of a lo-fi effect. So we can hear this real quick. We're gonna play the crackling. See, that sounds really nice, okay? And then before the beat actually comes in, I love to use risers. So check this out. Just use a nice little riser to intro the bass coming in with the full beat. Boom. That always comes in super clutch. So I'm going to play back everything I have right now for this beat, and then we will go from there. So now that I've got that, ultimately to complete this beat, I would essentially, make it progressive in the sense where there's like layers of the intro, the verses, the chorus, all of the above. But as I mentioned earlier, there's so much beauty and simplicity, and so being able to create something that is very simple but very warm and calm to the ears allows for the artist to be able to really do whatever the heck they want to with this song. When I first started making this song, I really felt like I heard some sort of auto-tune sound to it. So I'm going to essentially lay down some auto-tune really quick just to get a feel for it. I have no idea where this song might end up or whatever I do with it, but I love to have fun in the moment, and this is what I did. So I'm going to get this microphone out, and then we're going to lay down some auto-tune. So that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed this process that I shared with you. I had a lot of fun making this beat, and as I mentioned, for 2022, I am making so many beats. I'm making so much content here on YouTube, and I'm also dropping a ton of new music for y'all on all streaming platforms. I even might start releasing my beats online for those of you that might be artists that might want to, do your own lyrics over these beats. So maybe by the time this is uploaded or later down the road, I'll have a link for this beat in the description. But with that being said, thank you so much for supporting and watching this video. It really helps me out when you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, and you drop a comment. Thank you so much, and hope y'all have an amazing day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. Hopefully it snows more. As of right now, it has currently stopped. But yeah, y'all have a fantastic day, week, weekend, wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. And as always, keep it wavy. See y'all. Bye.
I just wanna be something. I don't wanna go pretend. My heart beating 'cause I've been stressing. I won't give it to the end.